Hey Go community, I'm Kevin, your community engagement specialist. So I heard that you're thinking about taking a gap year, but is it actually worth it? Will it be the best decision of your life or just an expensive detour or a waste of time? No gap year is alike. In this video, we're breaking down the pros and cons of taking a gap year so you can decide if it's the right move. Plus, at the end of this video, I'll be sharing a few must-know tips to help you plan your perfect gap year. So make sure to watch until the end. All right, so first things first, what is a gap year? A gap year is taking time off from school or work to travel, gain experience, or try something totally new. Traditionally, students take one between high school and college, but more graduates and even professionals are taking gap years to reset and refocus. The idea? Step away from the usual routine, explore new opportunities, and come back stronger, whether that means gaining real-world experience, discovering new passions, or simply taking the time to reflect on what truly excites you. Because remember, a gap year isn't just a break. It's a chance to grow, challenge yourself, and return with a fresh perspective and a clear sense of direction. But is it the right move for you? Let's talk about the benefits and the challenges. Now let's talk about the pros of taking a gap year. Our first pro is that a gap year gives you a chance to recharge. Whether you're burnt out from school, or maybe you need a break from the 9-to-5 grind, or maybe you simply haven't decided what it is exactly you want to do after high school. And that's okay. A gap year allows you to step back, gain clarity, and return with renewed energy and purpose. Our second pro, and arguably one of the best, is that during a gap year, you're gonna make lifelong friends. I have had the world's greatest privilege of taking 2 different gap years, one in high school and one after getting my first job. To this day, some of my closest friends are from my gap year journey. Now I have friends all over the world, which also means I have free accommodation when I'm traveling. So whether you're traveling, working, or volunteering during your gap year, you'll be surrounded by like-minded adventurers from all over the world. And trust me, as you live, learn, and explore together, you'll create deep connections and build friendships that will last you a lifetime. It's truly a beautiful experience. Our third pro is you get to figure out what you want to do. A gap year gives you the space to explore, whether that's through travel, internships, volunteering, or simply trying new things. So instead of rushing into a major you're unsure about, you can gain real-world experiences that help you shape your future goals. Imagine shadowing professionals, taking short-term courses, or working on a passion project, all before committing to a career path. Your gap year program can even be something totally new to you, like art or adventure or an internship. Whether you end up liking your program or not, at least you learned that you would or wouldn't want to pursue that in college. Our fourth pro is you get to boost your resume. Gap years aren't just fun, they add serious weight to your applications. Both colleges and employers love seeing initiative, adaptability, and independence on a resume. Think about it. If you've navigated a foreign country, managed a budget, or worked in a different culture, that's real-world experience that stands out. So whether you're interning abroad, volunteering with an organization, or learning a new skill, your gap year can set you apart from the crowd. Personally, my gap years have helped me get scholarships for universities, became part of my college entry essays, and even got me to work with companies like Nike, Lululemon, IES Abroad, and now Go Overseas. Our fifth pro is you get to build confidence and independence. Navigating unfamiliar places, solving unexpected challenges, and stepping outside your comfort zone, these experiences build confidence in a way no classroom can. Have you ever had to figure out a train system in another language or handle an emergency on your own? These moments make you more self-reliant and ready for anything that life throws at you. By the end of your gap year, you'll have a level of independence that will serve you in college, career, and beyond. When I went to Japan when I was 15, I got lost and I didn't speak a lick of Japanese. I felt like it was the end of the world, like I was gonna cry, but thankfully, I was able to calm myself down and I made a plan. I went to the train workers for help, thankfully was able to use a phone, and I got in contact with my program after that. And thankfully, I was reunited and safe again. Our sixth pro is that you may have a better college and career performance. Studies show that taking a structured gap year can significantly boost your academic performance and career success. You could earn higher college GPAs. In both the US and the UK, gap year students consistently graduate with higher GPAs than those who go straight to college, even students who had lower grades in high school. You could have stronger motivation and performance. A study from Sydney University found that students who took a gap year came back to school more motivated and performed better in their first semesters. Colleges and universities have even reported better retention rates. 90% of students who take a gap year return to college within a year. This suggests that rather than falling behind, gap year students come back more prepared and engaged. You could even have long-term career benefits. 88% of gap year alumni report that their experience significantly improved their employability. Plus, many report that their gap years helped shape their career path and confirmed their academic major. So, instead of dragging yourself through classes while feeling burnt out, a gap year can help you return refreshed, more focused, and ready to succeed, both in college and beyond. Our final pro is ultimate freedom. For once, you get to call the shots. No school schedules, no deadlines, just you, your goals, and the world at your feet. Do you want to learn a new language, backpack through South America, work on an organic farm in New Zealand? I can't tell you how liberating it felt once I had full control of my life and decide what I want to do with my time. A gap year lets you break free from routine and take control of your learning and growth. But now let's talk about the cons of taking a gap year, because not everything is rainbows and sunshine. We also have a little rain and lightning. Our first con, and probably one of the biggest ones for a lot of people, it's that it can be expensive. Travel isn't free. There's flights, accommodations, food, it all adds up. But if you budget smart and look for scholarships or affordable programs, you can make it work. One of the scholarships that you can apply for is our annual 5,000 Gap Year Scholarship. I'll leave more info on that in the description below. There are numerous ways to fund your trip. All it takes is some planning and research. My own gap year program to Japan was originally about $3,000 for 2 weeks. And mind you, at that time, I was not working. But after putting in effort to fundraise and apply for scholarships, I was able to get my gap year down to only $800, which is obviously a really big difference from $3,000. So with some planning, some research, and dedication, you can make your gap year affordable too. Our second con is that not everything may be as it seems. I'm talking about expectations versus reality. Let's be real, not every day of your gap year will be picture perfect. There's gonna be delayed flights, culture shock, unexpected challenges that are all part of the adventure. Remember, social media shows the highlights, but a true gap year is about growth, resilience, and adapting when things don't go as planned. Take my experiences in Paris and Tokyo. Both were absolutely amazing and I wouldn't trade them for anything. But they were also very different from what I expected. I specifically stayed in major cities like Paris and Tokyo, and I had heard that everyone speaks English in these cities, so I'd assumed that I'd have no trouble navigating. Was that the reality? No. While some people do, it wasn't as common as I thought, which totally makes sense. That assumption made my arrival more challenging, but it also pushed me to learn more French and Japanese to get around efficiently. And honestly, I call that a win. I got to immerse myself even deeper in the culture, which made my experience even more rewarding. So if things don't go as planned on your gap year, embrace the unexpected. It's often where the best growth happens. Our third con is homesickness. Being away from family and friends for days, weeks, and months can be tough, especially if it's your first time living independently. Not only did I take 2 gap years, I also studied abroad. And my first gap year, I didn't deal with homesickness that much, and neither when I studied abroad. But when I took my third gap year, when I went to Paris, for some reason that hit me a lot harder. So I really understand how homesickness can feel sometimes. But the important thing is that there's still ways to stay connected even while you're embracing the adventure. Some of the things that helped me were regular calls with my close friends and family, journaling, or even meeting fellow travelers that were doing the same thing I was doing. And I'm talking about the people who are in the same program as you, maybe they're other students or even other colleagues of yours. They eventually become kind of like your gap year family. Remember, homesickness is normal, but stepping out of your comfort zone is how you grow. Our fourth con is that a gap year requires serious planning. It's not just about booking a flight, you need a solid plan. That means setting a budget, researching visas, ensuring safety, and figuring out what happens next when you return. Thankfully, there are a lot of helpful resources out there to help you plan your gap year. I'll make sure to link a few in the description below. Our fifth con is the fear of lost time. Some people worry that they're falling behind their peers by taking a gap year. But think about it, is this really lost time? if it helps you gain clarity, confidence, and valuable life skills. Like I pointed out earlier, studies show that gap year students often return to college with higher motivation and stronger academic performance. A well-planned gap year can actually give you an advantage because you'll come back with a better sense of direction and purpose. Our sixth con is FOMO, fear of missing out. While you're off exploring the world, your friends back home will be starting college or new jobs or just making memories together. And it might hurt because they're doing it without you. But here's the flip side. You'll be creating your own unforgettable experiences. Plus, with social media, video calls, and visits, you won't be as disconnected as you might think. Just remember that comparison is a thief of joy. Maybe your classmates go to college or work before you, but you get to take an amazing gap year that many people can only dream of. Our seventh con is that a gap year comes with a lot of responsibility. You're going to be making some big decisions: where to go, how to budget, and how to stay safe, all on your own. If you're not ready to be independent, it can be overwhelming. But here's the thing: responsibility leads to growth. The more you learn to navigate challenges on your own, the more prepared you'll be for everything that comes next in life. And if you need a little extra support, don't forget to lean on your family, friends, and community. You can even look into consulting with a gap year counselor for dedicated guidance and support while planning your gap year. We'll leave a few linked in our description below. Okay, so we've covered the pros and cons. But how do you know if a gap year is right for you? A gap year might be right for you if you're open-minded and adaptable. You have a rough idea of what you want to gain from it. You want to explore new passions and gain new skills. You're excited about adventure and personal growth. You have or can save the funds to make it happen. If that sounds like you, a gap year might be perfect for you. Ready to start planning? Here's how to make your gap year a success. Set clear goals. What do you want to learn or experience? Think about your interests, skills you want to develop, or career paths you'd like to explore. Having clear goals helps you stay focused and ensure your gap year is meaningful and rewarding rather than feeling like wasted time. Create a budget. Travel can be affordable with the right planning. Research costs for flight, visas, accommodations, food, and activities. Look into scholarships, work travel programs, or volunteer opportunities to help offset expenses. A well-planned budget allows you to make the most of your experience without financial stress. Pick the right program. Some offer housing, meals, and support. Compare different gap year programs based on what they include. Some offer structured experiences with built-in support, while others give you way more independence. Choosing the right program ensures that you have the resources and guidance you need for a smooth and enjoyable gap year. Plan from start to finish, from visas to what happens when you return. Research visa requirements, safety precautions, and how to transition back to school or work afterward. A complete plan helps you avoid last-minute stress and ensures a seamless re-entry into college or your career. And one of the best ways to get started: research programs on Go Overseas. There you can find reviews, guides, or even gap year fairs where experts can help you plan your trip. So now that you understand the pros and cons of taking a gap year, it's time to answer the question: should you take a gap year? If you're adventurous, open to new experiences, and ready to grow, go for it. And hey, if you love this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more travel content, and turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure. If you want to explore gap year programs, click the link in the description to check out Go Overseas. Let us know what you're thinking of taking a gap year in the comments too. Until next time, stay curious, stay adventurous, and keep exploring the world.